Hi, this is Steve at PlayStationWorld.co. In the video I'm going to show you how to get the Bullseye trophy on the level Drop 'em Like Liquid, which is a co-op level on Battlefield 3. Now this was the hardest trophy for me and Raddy. It's actually really easy to do, to be honest, but it took us about 5 or 6 hours. We kept on trying to make the video look good for you with one-shot headshots, and it was a bit laggy and it just messed up every time, so we finally got it done, but not looking as good as we wanted it to. So your first enemy you come across is at the end of this tunnel. You only need to know he's there. He's really easy to take out. Once you took him out, you'll climb up here and you'll encounter the first pair of enemies that you and your partner will need to take out. What we did is I always took aim on the right enemy and Raddy took aim on the left enemy. Raddy would say he was ready and I'd do a countdown 3, 2, 1 and then we'd shoot on 1. And generally that worked. Instead of just going for headshots, I'd aim near the chest area and do 2 or 3 bullet bursts. As you can see, I'm the right enemy again. Raddy took out the left. This next one's a little difficult. The guy on the left does move around a lot, so look at Raddy's position there. There's the guy on the left, and he found it easier to get a shot on him from where he was. And then after you kill those 2 enemies, you go into this building, and it's a little bit different now, so get your handgun out. You can't alert these enemies, so don't worry about that. You barge in through this door and you just need to take them out as quick as you can. Dan shot the light out. Sorry, Raddy shot the light out so they can't see us for the stealth. Now once you took out these 2 enemies, you can get some ammo with this ammo crate there. You don't really need that, you've got plenty. Always use your tripod when you can. As you can see there, I went up against the ledge and the tripod came out. You don't need to hold your breath then. And with these 2 enemies, they will walk further. We shot them quite quickly there. Just wait a bit. They'll walk to the end of that pathway and then they'll stay stood still for you. And with those 2 enemies and these 2, if you do miss a shot and instead of being alerted and failing, they'll instead run for the 2 buses that you'll see in a minute. So you get a second chance to kill them if you do mess up there. So here, it's a little difficult. Raddy's on the right bus and he's taking out those 2 enemies. I'm on the left and I'm taking out these 2. Now, your friends down there are going to throw in some flashbangs and there's going to be a countdown. Instead of waiting for the flashbangs to go off, just fire as soon as you hear now. So as soon as they say now, take your first shot. It gives you an extra few seconds to kill your 2 enemies. And through the 5 hours of playing, I actually messed up a lot there and Raddy managed to kill all 4. So there's plenty of time. You just see me go out of that door. You press circle on the door to barge through it. That wouldn't always let you do that. Instead, sometimes enemies would open the door. There'd be 3 enemies on the hallway and then 3 enemies or 4 enemies outside. At the end of the video, after the credits, I do show you the alternative. And Raddy's just knocked me off my tripod there. He just likes messing around. This is probably why it took us 5 hours, you know. He just messes around. Anyway, so back to the game. So it gets more difficult now. You've now got 2 sets of enemies, but it's all the same. There's no time limit here. Take your time. Use 3 bursts, or 2, as I did. Just make sure you kill them quickly. So take out the top enemies first, and then the bottom enemies. You will notice while playing they will move around a lot sometimes, and that is what messes you up, because if they move around you're not going to kill them with your first shot and then you're going to get alerted. So that's why you do 2 or 3 bursts to make sure that doesn't happen. A little bit more difficult here. There's 3 to take care of. Raddy chose the easy option, took out the left guy. I took out those 2. Just 4 bursts, aim central on them. If you see where I was standing, it's just after the bench. It's really easy. And then you move on to what I think was the hardest part of the level for me. You have 3 sets of enemies. 1 will come from the left, 1 will come from the right, and 1 central. Just aim up this stairway here, and this is where the left set of enemies come from. So we take out the left set first, then the right set, and then the central set. And you've got to be really quick. Instead of doing a countdown, 3, 2, 1, what we did, I just said go, and then we shot them. I'd take out the left guy, Raddy would take out the right guy, and we'd both work on the centre guy. And unlike earlier, instead of, if you missed a shot, you had about a second before you got alerted, if that. At this part, you have about 2 seconds, so it's not as bad. It does try to make it a bit easier for you, but still not much time. So you need to get from your first shot. You really need to kill them pretty quickly. And this is the final set now in the center, and they're taken care of. As soon as you've killed them, a sniper's going to appear. I actually don't get the shots on this, but you can clearly see where he is. And I don't think there's a time limit. We do take our time for you to make sure there isn't too much of one. Raddy had a clear shot on him, so he took care of him. And there you go, there's a sniper gone. You just need to be way over to the left to be able to get him. And after that, you want to take up your vantage point. This is the last point you're going to be at for the level. And it's, I won't say it was difficult, but if you had the difficulty we had and you got to this point, you were really nervous. And we failed at this point plenty of times. But just watch the video, it's really easy, there's not much to it. First off, it's just like back at the beginning of the level now, it's just a pair of enemies. They're going to walk out now just near that broken wall. So I take out the left and Raddy takes out the right. They're taking the time. There you go. And then after these enemies, there's going to be some enemies in the park just right of them. Or garden. I don't know what it is. There you go, they're heading over, they're hiding behind that wall. Now, they're going to be making their way up there next, but first you need to take care of these two. They will stop, they won't keep walking to your team. So when they stop, count down and kill them. The next part, you want to be taking advantage of my advice. Like I said, you want to do 2 or 3 shot bursts. You don't want to fail at this point because you have to do it all over again. And it's a little bit difficult. There's going to be 3 enemies coming out of the doorway just above that fountain, or just behind that fountain, sorry. You want to be quick. Just like before when you took out the 3 sets of 3 enemies, just be quick, just shout go. One of you take out the left, one of you take out the right, and then both work on the centre. And you actually start running away then instead of alerting them, so I think you may get a second chance there if you do mess up. Now there's going to be 2 guys in the window. Aim for the bodies and fire 3 shots. And that'll take care of them. Easy peasy. Raddy messed up. I actually took out both of them. So you have a lot of room for error there. It was lucky I was alert. I'd have been really peed off if he messed up at that point. I think he forgot to reload the nuggets. Now this is the final part. It's got another flashbang scene. So your team's going to throw some flashbangs in there. Now the guys standing are the guys you want to kill, obviously. But just in a second, there you go, you can see some more hostages being walked in. And this time there's enemies moving left to right as well. It is rather, it looks difficult, it's not too bad. What we did, I took care of the right window and Raddy took care of the left window. So just look in your window and kill any enemies that you see. I think there's probably about 6 enemies to be killed here, I'm not too sure. So once you're both ready, you'll both have to press circle to deploy the flashbangs. I think we were discussing this for a while. We were very nervous at this point. We were like, this is the one, we're going to do it. 6 hours later. Come on already. There you go. Once again, if as soon as they say go, 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 or now, or whatever, start firing. Don't shoot any hostages, there'll be game over. And I took out 3 people. I think Raddy took out 3 as well. And once you've successfully done that, the trophy is yours. Oh, you also need to take out that guy. My bad. So there you go, the trophy is yours. But that guy's really easy. Both aim for him and shoot. Thanks for watching. So this is the part I was on about. This is now enemies. You've got 3 on the doorway, and then there's 3 outside. This is really easy. Just watch, and it won't happen that often. If you want to watch some more Battlefield 3 videos for trophies, head over to our channel. Please subscribe, like our videos and comments, and please go to www.playstationworld.co where you can get involved in a lot of fun stuff like competitions, and you might win something. Thanks for watching.